Thanks so much for coming back to the table. We are celebrating sisters who have reached new heights in the aviation industry. Tasha Funes started her career as a commercial airline flight attendant right out of high school, and now she works as a private flight attendant and made history as the first Black woman to own an aviation consulting company. Tasha, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So nice to have you in this space. I'm curious, just what made you decide you wanted to be a flight attendant right out of high school too?
Yes. So my family and I, we traveled for years, and I told my mom that I wanted to be a flight attendant. I saw the lady on board the flight, and I said, she's so pretty. I want to do whatever it is that she does. My mom was like, baby, there's more to it than just being pretty. It's serving food and meals and things like that. So
a little bit of psychology, a little bit of sociology, a little bit of personal interactions.
And that's kind of what started my journey. I took a chance on myself, went down, interviewed for a commercial company, $200 in my pocket, and was hoping that I just made it through the process.
Wow.
God willing, everything worked in his favor, and they were putting me in housing. They provided me with meal and a place to stay. So it worked out. It was destined for me.
And then the training begins.
Absolutely.
So at what point did you decide to go from the commercial space? How long did you do the commercial?
I did commercial for about 10 years.
10 years. So that's a lot of flying customers.
Oh, it is. Yes, it is. It's a lot of flying and meeting all types of crazy people at times, but it was some challenges, but nevertheless, I enjoyed it.
What made you decide to go in a private space?
Well, actually, this was foreign territory. I didn't even know that this world existed, and I stumbled across it when I saw that the basketball teams had private flight attendants.
Right.
And I said, well, how do I get into that? How do I cross over into that market? I didn't have anyone to show me the ropes of everything.
We got to pause because we just passed by one of your most famous clients, President Barack Obama.
That is correct.
Tell me about that gig, if you would.
Well, his company have reached out to us and asked to charter a jet for us and asked me to be his flight attendant on board the flight.
What's that like?
Oh, it was amazing. He's such an honorable man. Him, his family, his wife, the children, they're all
But even
great.
for you personally, I mean, to somebody, because this is the point where you had your own business doing this as well?
Yes. They had actually, they had actually booked me before with a company. And then after I had left that company, they reached out again and said, we like her, we want to have her on board. We absolutely love what she does and how she caters to us. So they reached out.
That is more than flattering,
Absolutely,
right?
yes,
To have anybody, right? I mean, we're
yes.
all human, but when someone reaches out, you know,
personally.
that makes a difference. What does that say, and what's the teachable moment there about how to make meaningful professional connections with people? What have you learned in that space?
Definitely leaving a lasting impression, going above and beyond, showing them what you're capable of. These spaces weren't necessarily always designed for us, so if you have to get out there and sell your best self, then that's what you need to do, and I think that's what I did.
And how do you do that in such a niche market? Like, how did you learn how to do the marketing part of this? The things that you did not know how to do when you were working for another airline and had to learn it in a private space and then for your own company.
So there was no blueprint. I had to create my own blueprint. I figured it out. I mimicked things that I saw other flight attendants doing. I took a little piece of, the training that they had and things that they were doing and just encompassed it into what I'm doing today.
Yeah. The representation part of this means a lot to you. I mean, you did this in a commercial space for about 10 years and still say that the representation of Black and brown girls wasn't there. What are you hoping that people will learn from you?
Well, I hope that in addition to the clients that I've flown, my legacy that I would like to leave is that I empower them and inspire them to go out and take charge and, do what they need to do to become successful as a flight attendant or pilot or any capacity of aviation.
And you're doing some work with your organization.
Yes, with my nonprofit that I will be launching here soon. That's called Million Miles of Melanin. I'm excited about that.
Million Miles of Melanin.
Yes.
Tell me more.
So what that is a nonprofit that's basically geared towards empowering people of color, letting them know what services that are available for the world of aviation that they may not know about.
Yeah, Myrna touched on that too. There are lots of other...
There's so many other avenues that people can take.
Tell me the top 3 that people don't even think thinking about?
So you have avionics mechanics. You have what Myrna does, facilitator of the airport, and then you also have groundskeepers, so people that actually facilitate and make sure that everything is running smoothly on the ground.
And I know a lot of people are talking about some of the things that have gone wrong in this industry, but you feel like there were a lot of things going right. This is still a viable career.
Oh,
People are always
absolutely.
going to be flying.
Absolutely, right? We're always going to be flying. There's always going to be a need for flight attendants, pilots, avionics, and everything. Yes.
Really important information here. I guess give me an example of a challenge that you had either in the flight space or as in the business owner space, the problem and how you solved it in less than a minute.
Oh, in less than a minute? Oh my gosh, you're putting the pressure on now. I would say there was a time when I was on board an aircraft and the particular client did not want me to be on the aircraft. And
Was there an expressed reason why?
They had expressed that they did not want a flight attendant on board the aircraft. So just getting on board, selling myself, going above and beyond, and making sure that I had everything that they wanted on board. I think that it made an impression on them to cross over.
I'm stuck at the part where they didn't want a flight attendant, so they just wanted to be by themselves.
Yes, they wanted to serve them. They wanted to serve themselves and do everything on their own.
Understood.
Yes,
Okay.
which sometimes that does occasionally happen, but when they charter a flight, they usually include the flight attendant with the cost.
Right. Yeah. And just in case some stuff pops off,
You
I
want somebody for
who knows how
safety
this
reasons,
yes,
right?
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Understood. Understood. Lots of interesting lessons
Yes.
there. All right. I want you to stick around because after the break, Myrna is coming back to the conversation, and both women are going to share their advice for women who want to soar in the aviation industry. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.